Greetings, Patrick here, and it's time for Dollar Theater. Dollar Theater is an ongoing series where that will star our good friend Hobbs Horror, where we get movies that we find out and collect for $1.25 and under. That could be you can find them, it could be someone gives you them, whatever it takes that you get your movie for $1.25 or less. And then we watch and review it. So today, I don't. I had plans on doing a master of horror. I had that last week too. Um, but as I was poking around, I was poking around my buddy Catfish, who had left me a ton of movies, and I saw one in there that I hadn't really noticed before. But I thought, well, you know what? Now would be a good time to talk about it because since he passed away not that long ago. So I thought we'd go ahead and take a look at Gene Hackman's last movie, Welcome to Mooseport. And believe me, when I say this, I'm always surprised by what my buddy watched. He watched a pretty eclectic group of movies. I pretty much always saw him as just a straight action guy, but he collected a lot of different types of movies, and going through them every once in a while, I'm just amazed by everything that he had. Um, 2004, Welcome to Mooseport. This is now being noted as Gene Hackman's last movie. My mind is blown by that, quite honestly. I just am sort of blown by that because looked phenomenal in this movie. He just stole the whole damn thing. Um, this was actually supposed to be a sort of like a starring vehicle for Ray Romano, help him break out to the mainstream. They're going to try to make him into a leading man. And the movie is a story about a young guy, Handy Harrison. Um, he lives in a town called Mooseport, and he has a girlfriend that he's been going out for about 6 years or so. Um, and things are really quiet until the former president of the United States has come in, and that's Gene Hackman, who plays President Cole. Um, so President Cole comes in, and he's looking just to relax and chill out, and he has all these massive plans for himself. Except that when he finds out that his ex-wife is going to get half of everything he generates, he's not too pleased about that. When the town comes to him and they ask President Cole to run as mayor of Mooseport since their former mayor passed away. Um, Initially, it's like, well, no, but then he thinks about it, and then he says, okay, because if he does run for mayor, and he could turn his summer house, into a workspace, which protects it from being sold, and everything, all the proceeds go to his ex-wife. So he's like, hey, that's not such a bad idea. He also, and he's got his whole crew and his staff is there with him, and they say, well, that's a good idea, except that someone had already put in uh, a handy in to run, and so you know that was they each tried to get out of it at first, but when President Cole inadvertently flirts with Handy's girlfriend, well, he sort of gets perturbed by that, and he decides, you know what, I am going to run. I'm going to run against the former president of the United States. So Handy and President Cole go after each other. Very shenanigans. They're both good people. And it's just that Handy has taken his girlfriend a little bit too much for granted. He's he's comfortable where he's at, but she wants to get married. She wants to start a family. On the other hand, while President Cole's flirting with this young lady, he is also blinded to the fact that his chief of staff um, has had carried a torch for him for years. Um, Grace Sutherland has carried the torch for years, and and of course President Cole doesn't see that because now it becomes a issue. Now it becomes a battle. So they debate a couple of times. They play golf. Just they're trying to not dis- they're trying to dislike each other, but they really can't bring themselves up to it. But while those two are, they're just friends. But it doesn't cost the women in their lives to have the same sort of feelings or temperament. And sure enough, Handy's girlfriend, veterinarian uh, Sally, she 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 dumps him, and of course, when it looks like that President Cole is going to be doing some underhandedness, um, Grace gives her notice, 2 weeks right there. As soon as this is over with, I'm out of here, because she started to see him do things that he has never done before in any of his campaigns, and she's concerned. Of course, it doesn't help that um, his ex-wife comes down to cause more ruckus. Charlotte Cole comes down to more ruckus, but luckily for President Cole, he's got a good campaign manager in Burt, played by Rip Torn, and a funny an aide, Will Billiard, played by Fred Savage, who was actually very good in this. He was very funny. He was very funny. Um, and so it really comes down to the day of the vote and who's going to vote for who, and the vote is only by one vote. The mayor is won by only one vote. All right. Uh, yeah, I like this movie. I liked it. I will say one thing. I will say one thing. I do think that it was a little long. It was near 2 hours, and that's way too long for a political comedy. You could have easily chopped off 20 to 25 minutes of this and not lost a beat. But that being said, I can understand why they did push it out to 2 hours because the cast is outstanding. This is one of the best casts I've seen in a comedy in forever. Um, though I will say this, that Gene Hackman, people forget that he can be funny as well, and he just steals his movie. He overpowers Ray Romano. Ray Romano's everybody's nightmare. It's Mr. Every Guy, but he gets smoked in this movie. He's always seems to be one step behind, and Gene Hackman was just on fire. You had Marcia Gay Harden, who played Grace Sutherland, also an Oscar winner. Maura Tenney, who played on ER. Fred Savage, who did The Wonder Years, of course. Rip Torn, who was a great actor. Rip Torn used to be just absolutely, when he had the right director and the right handlers, he was really good. Um, Rip Torn was known to have, he was known to have a little bit of a drinking problem, and that caused problems on sets. But he was spot on this movie. Of course, Christine Baranski, that lady never ages. She never ages. She looks the same as I first saw her on Civil, all the way to now. She does not age at all. Um, and June Squibb is on here as well. I, I had no idea how that lady had been long as she has been. She's been around as long as she has. So it's a great cast. Donald Petrie directed it. Fine director. Um, there's a lot of laughs in this movie, and it does have a heart. It isn't. It's not slapstick. It's funny. It's a little bit of satire, but it's mostly just straight out funny. What's interesting about this film is that it didn't do very well at the box office. It was actually considered a box office bomb, but I don't necessarily think that was so much Gene Hackman's fault as I think it was maybe the time, maybe during the political season. It also could have been, quite honestly, it could have also been. I feel bad saying this, but it could have been Ray Romano. I mean, he was perfect on small screen. He played Ray Barone on Everybody Loves Raymond, and he was fine on small screen. But when you get to the big screen, sometimes a comedian like him, his style does not translate very well to the big screen, and it did in Mooseport. He, like I said before, he was just overwhelmed by this, and I'm so bitterly disappointed to know that. Gosh, this is. I mean, not that Gene Hackman went out on a bad movie. Quite the opposite. That's the reason why I'm sort of pissed. Is like, this is not a bad movie. This is a very funny movie, actually. And I just can't believe that there was nothing behind that Gene Hackman didn't see and wasn't moved by doing. Um, maybe he got offered more comedies, but he saw what happened to this movie, and he just said, "No, I don't want another bomb. I don't want another. I don't want to take that risk." And he up and left. That was it. This is it. 2004, and real shame because he, like I said, he was brilliant in this. All right. Welcome to Mooseport contains a director's commentary. As far as special features goes, there's director's commentary. There's a bloopers reel. There's some previews. There's some behind the scenes look. But all in all, Welcome to Mooseport is a good movie to get. If you haven't gotten it already, I highly recommend that you do. I'm sure it's easy to find as far as looking at Target or Walmart or Best Buy or Amazon. I'm sure you'll be able to get it real cheap. Not a problem. Especially after Gene Hackman passed away a couple of months ago. All right, so that's Mooseport here on Dollar Theater. Um, yeah, comedy, right? I haven't done a comedy in a minute. So anyway, hope you enjoyed our review. Um, what more can I say other than Donald Petrie did a great job. Um, his characters are likable. Um, the scenery was great. The chemistry was pretty strong all the way throughout. All the characters got along really well. Um, it was a lot of fun. I didn't have any complaints about it at all. I really don't. Other than, and it wasn't his fault necessarily. Other than Ray Romano not being matched up well with Gene Hackman, but that's something the casting directors have to worry about, not the directors or the actors. All right, that's it for us. Drop a comment down below. Let us know what you think of Welcome to Mooseport, if you've seen it or not, and what did you think about it. We'd like to hear your thoughts. And thank you so much for watching. And we'll be back next Monday. Hopefully, hopefully we'll be back with the Masters of Horror. We will get there, I promise. But like I said, I was just spinning through and I saw Mooseport. I go like, let me throw this up here for Gene Hackman. All right, that's it for us. Thank you for watching. See you next week. Peace.